Hello and welcome back to the Start to Glamping Business podcast. Today, for the first time, we've got the owner of a Canadian resort. Patrick Gauvin is the owner of Cielo Maritime Glamping in New Brunswick, and we're going to get into that a little bit later. But first, Patrick, I'd love to know your backstory and how you got into the glamping business.
All right. Well, thank you. We're really glad to be part of your podcast, Nick. It's an honor for us to be part of your journey and your book coming and everything. And we're very fortunate to be in it. And to talk about my background, I used to work in television. I was director and director of photography for documentaries. Did lots of fiction, music videos, and stuff like that. I did that for around 10 years, and then I met Emily, which is the co-owner of Cielo, co-founder with me, and we fell in love, and we decided early on in our relationship to do a project together. And so through the brainstorming and seeing what we at first we wanted to create a project where we could share our passion, our different things that we like to do, and we fell upon glamping, and we thought it was a great way also to promote our region and local products. So we found land and we started to develop Cielo.
Yeah, and we're going to get all into what it's like going from life partner to business partner later on in the podcast. And also we're going to discuss how you showcase regional produce and products on your glamping project. But first of all, just tell us a little bit more about Cielo Maritime Glamping. Like, where is it? What does it consist of? What kind of units do you have? And just give us the full picture, really.
All right. So Cielo is located on the east coast of Canada in New Brunswick, and it's in the Canadian Peninsula, on the side of the Bay of Saint-Simon in Oysters in New Brunswick. So, and we're located on the Chemin des Huîtres. So when we found this land in the Chemin des Huîtres, which means Oyster Road, we decided to create some domes because they look like pearls. And we have neighbors that produce one of the world-renowned oyster, which is called the Saint-Simon oysters, named after the bay. So we decided to create domes that, since it was a relation with what we have as our terroir here, and we call them the pearls. And they are all 4-season, so they're insulated. They have a pellet stove in it because we have Canadian winter here, so lots of snow. The bay highest up in the winter, but it's still comfortable. We have electricity. We have full kitchen, a full bathroom with glass showers. We also have hot tubs outside, electric hot tubs that that people can enjoy, and also outdoor showers and big green egg barbecue. So we really like to cook on fire here, and so we installed big green egg barbecues in every dome so people can enjoy. And so the Bay of Saint-Simon is a beautiful bay where the oysters are harvested right in front, and we have Monroe Island, which is a desert island in front that people can go paddleboard to, and where the sunset where the sun is setting every night just in front of the dome, so people can enjoy our sunsets on the bay here.
So it sounds like you've got a great location. You've got quite a high-end glamping site, and you've got some great features that we're going to discuss later as well. I'd be interested in knowing in how much you charge roughly per night and how that varies across the seasons.
Yeah, we have a flat rate across the year. We change our rate every year usually, and for what we have 3 one-bedroom domes, which are $250 per night Canadian, and the two bedrooms that we have is 310 Canadian per night plus tax, and we have a minimum stay for 2 nights, but when the calendar fills up, we allow 1-night stays, and we offer different add-ons like oysters, caviar, different charcuterie boards that people can have in their dome also, that people can add when they book with us.
Mm-hmm. And part of your resort, there's a place called the Hub that is sort of a central feature of your resort. And before we get into that, I'd just like you to sort of explain what that is and what's featured in the Hub.
Yeah. Um, like I was saying, at first, when me and Emily, we want to create a project where we can share a passion. Emily grew up on a dairy farm, and she has a background as a dietitian. So she's really passionate with local food, local producer, and so we wanted to create a space where we can help develop this industry. We have amazing seafood here. We're a coastal region, amazing farmers that produce beautiful produce, and we wanted to create a space where we can share that with our guests, but also local people, and so and also to have a space where we can share resources. So when we first started, we shared a project with our entourage, our friends, and we've been really fortunate to have Mathieu, which and Annie, which told us that they were working on a coffee roasting business. So we, in line with our vision, we told them that we can give them a space in the hub before we even started building. So we adjust the building. So they're roasting coffee in the hub also. And in the hub, we have a kitchen where we had producer that came and developed products in house, and that we can uh, after that serve in the bar section, and so in our catering or a restaurant service is quite unique in a way because we don't have a menu. uh, how it works, we have a gourmet boutique and a boutique with local products like jewelry and stuff like that, but mostly um, local food that we have that people can come to buy to go, but also if they want to come and eat inside, they choose between, we have roughly, depending on the season, from 60 to 70 products, ranging from oysters to caviar to charcuteries, different meats, smoked fish, snow crab, and stuff like that. So they just choose their product, they put it in the basket, they bring us to their table, and our staff prepare sharing boards that they can pair after that with local wines or beer that we have. And we've been also fortunate with the hub to collaborate with other producers to create new products, and it's a win-win situation because we give them a space to create with us, and they uh, like we use our herbs from our garden or fruits that we grow on site. We have a big garden that, so they can use that to create a special beer or a special ice cream, or and after that our guests can enjoy it, and they develop their markets with that. We have a friend that started this ice cream business at Cielo, and now he has a location in Moncton and is doing great, and a really artisanal ice cream. So stories like that is something that we're really proud to be
Mhm.
to have taken part of, and the hub is really a community space where local people come, have a drink and play music and share and meet people from outside that come stay with us. So
Mhm.
it's a really it's a really good vibe that we, I think it's that happening at the hub.
Yeah, and that's obviously clearly immensely rewarding for you. And there's like social benefits to using local produce and local businesses, and that must be great. But I imagine that there's is it much of a business benefit to you as well? Like, does it bring guests in for your site, or is it more of like it adds 10% of extra revenue, 20% of extra revenue? You don't have to be getting specifics, but does it have a good business benefit for the wider glamping business as well?
No, yeah, absolutely. It's been better than what we expected because in a way we had to have an infrastructure for our laundry and for all the cleaning that was going to happen in a dome, and welcoming the guests. And so to have that building, to have the boutique, the bar section, the coffee roasting business in the same space, it had some benefits for cost reduction, but also to share resources. Um, but we've been surprised to see how the community got into the hub and came as clients, and we're a little bit we're close to the city, but we're not on the main road, we're not downtown, or we're by the water in a dead end road, but so you need to really get there to but we people from all across peninsula here comes for drinks even in the winter time. So I think it's and they've been coming from, and the local people are really being ambassador of our brand, since they come to and quite some people come every week. So it's and lots of, and it differentiates us also from other resorts that are appearing in the region. I think we offer a more complete experience, that you can come and have a drink with us and enjoy the sunset and meet people and enjoy the products that are accessible here. And that was a big thing that we wanted to create, is making those products accessible, because some producer only sell at the farmers market on a Saturday morning, but if you're not there on Saturday morning, you won't be able to buy it or eat it in the restaurant. So it was a big part for us, and it really it's more staff, more investment in time and everything, but in the bottom, it's financially it's been more profitable for us as a business.
Hi everyone, thanks for listening. This is just a quick note to say that this podcast is brought to you by Glamping North America. And what we do is we help you through the process of starting a glamping business, no matter what stage you're at. So if you need to find a property, we'll tell you where the most suitable area is to start your glamping business. If you have a property, we'll look at your local zoning code and tell you how likely you are to get your project off the ground according to the zoning rules and regulations in your local area. We'll also give you a really good roadmap of permits that you'll need and regulations that you'll need to be aware of to get your glamping business off the ground. If you need financing, we'll introduce you to our range of financing partners and do you a feasibility study that will give you some really solid financial projections and market analysis that will allow you to acquire the funding that you need. If you need glamping units, we'll talk you through your options and introduce you to one of our trusted manufacturing partners to ensure that you're looked after throughout the whole process. If you need a site design, or if you need permits to move forward with your project, we've got architects who will do all your drawings, make all your arguments, and essentially allow your dream to become a reality. The list goes on, and I don't want to bore you, so I'll let you get back to the episode in a second. All I'd say is that Glamping North America are the people to speak to about starting a glamping business in the US or Canada. So if you're even thinking of starting a glamping business, just get in touch with us at contact@glamptech.com or 646-586-2330. All the details are in the description, and no matter what stage of the process you're at, we will be able to help, whether it's doing something ourselves or pointing you in the right direction of our partners. Just let us know that you came from the podcast and we'll see about doing you a little discount along the way. So thanks for listening, and I'll let you get back to the episode. And that was going to be my next question is, a lot of people that are listening to this are people who are thinking of just starting a glamping business, and that starts from just putting accommodation on a bit of land that they've already got maybe, and maybe they'd like to add something like that on, like a community hub, or add a food offering, or just something a little bit extra that can maybe get a bit of extra revenue and also bring in guests and visitors as well. But they a big barrier I imagine will be like, well, how on earth do I do that? Because it's one thing having people like Glamptech to guide you through the process of getting your permits for your glamping site, but it's a whole other thing to introduce food and beverage, service, staff and everything like that. So was it much of a logistical challenge, first of all, to set up the hub and sort of get permissions for the building and encourage local suppliers to come in and sort of sell their wares there? And then also, is it how difficult is it to run and maintain, and is it much of a challenge to do that?
When we first started, the concept was not to have a everyday bar service and everything. So it was more events, and because in the main building, we were supposed to have a brewery also. A friend was supposed to run that, but they had twins and the project changed, newborns and everything. So and we were in the building of the process. So we switched it to a bar and more a daily business. So for the permitting, it was not different than here in Canada, our land was owned as a camping. We've been so it's not like a hotel, or they were at first it was for them to have domes, and we were the first in our region to do that in northern Brunswick, and it was quite of a challenge, but not I won't say a big challenge actually, because since we were zoned as a camping, our structure under a certain amount of square feet, like a camping can do cottages under a certain square feet, and it's not the same regulation as a house or commercial building. But we still did all the building up to code and everything, but it was quite easier than we thought to get the permits at first. And our main building was considered as the welcome center of a camping, if you want. And then the licensing for the alcohol was quite easy also. And we have a special license that here even a toddler can come and come in and have a meal or accompany their parents, which is different than a bar here so we've been quite fortunate in terms of zoning and for us.
And how about actually running it as well, and making sure you've got all sort of staff on time, managing staff, coordinating, bringing in the local suppliers, and it's almost like you're running two operations at once. I suppose you're running a glamping business and a bar / restaurant / whatever market. So how's it been for you to do something like that and coordinate it, and maybe as not necessarily having the experience to do that?
At first, it was quite a challenge, I would say, because it was all new for us. Running, I ran businesses. I had another business with video production, and but to run a restaurant and all, and run a boutique. Now, when we first started, it's still all part of Cielo, but now we really I don't know to say that in English, but separated, segmented it in terms of financial statement and everything. So we have the accommodation part, the hub restaurant part, we have the boutique part, but also we produce our own products also from the garden. So that's another sector of our business, and it's all separated. So it's easier to see part of it is more profitable and what's the expense of everything. But when we first built the whole project, everything went in the same. When we were in the midst of it, and we have 8 contractors, and we did the general contracting ourselves also. We didn't hire architects so that was the main challenge, like to do all the designs and all the planning and all the coordinating of the construction. And so when we first started, it was all in the same pot. Now we took a step back and work with the financial advisor also to help us separate all that. But we've been fortunate also in terms of staff. Here in Canada, there's I think probably all around the world, it's a staff shortage is a big issue everywhere. And here with Cielo, we've been I'm knocking on wood, because we have an amazing team, and we every time we post a new job offering, we have 15, 20, 25 application, and so we've been very fortunate, and people with experience also, and we offer better salaries than usual, like bartending, or because they answer the phone to take bookings, and they offer a higher end service. So, but still, we've been fortunate to have people that really share our vision also, and share our passion, and really are there for our guests, and to push what Cielo is about.
I assume you made a lot of mistakes along the way, though, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's I have a big pile.
Well, what's the biggest mistake you made then?
Oh, it's more I'll say construction wise, since I haven't don't have much background in there, and also we work with younger companies that started, and we said to ourselves, anyway, nobody have built domes before, so it's in the region, it's all good, but costly mistakes,
Yeah.
and like every, I think every construction project you'll have a imprévu, I don't know how to say that, but like some stuff that will appear. Oh, we didn't know that we like for septic, for example, we didn't do a ground test, which is we didn't know we had to, and so we had, since our ground was not a good fit for septic, we had to put them uh, overground and bring dirt. So that was a big big chunk of money that we didn't expect to spend, but we had to because but stuff like that that you if we were about to do another project, it's all stuff that we will be aware and
Yeah, I won't ask you how much that mistake cost because I don't want to put you through it again. But the one thing I'm intrigued by is the fact that you've got hot tubs on your site. Having come from the UK glamping industry, that's something that is just so huge over there. People specifically search for glamping with hot tubs, and it's just embedded in the glamping culture over there, I suppose. I wouldn't say that's so much the case in the US and Canada. People that looking at the data, people aren't searching for as much hot tubs with glamping. However, I'm sure, well, the reason I'm asking is because I'm wondering whether it is a big draw for people in your area, whether people see it as an unusual thing, or whether it is a bit more common in your area than I might have imagined, and whether it, how much of a draw has it been for your glamping project?
when we first started, we had with fired hot tubs that and we designed it ourselves. My friend, which is a welder, did all the stainless steel tub in shape of a boat, and we bought some wood stove, and that was really for people a new thing to have accommodation in our region in New Brunswick with hot tub, with fired hot tubs, uh, and that was a big. I think that was a big part of our early success to uh, and also the dome, which were unusual structure, obviously, and our location by the water. But that was a big thing for us. But after a year and a half, 2 year, we decided for logistical reason, but also for security and ecological reason, we decided to switch the wood hot tubs for electrical ones because it was too much labor to haul the wood, and since there was no filtration in those hot tubs, we had to change water every stay. So there was a waste of water that we couldn't accept. So we decided to change for electrical, and some of our guests that came at first who have enjoyed the wood fired and come back. We have lots of repeat customers. We're really fortunate for that. They told us that they enjoy more the electrical one. It was nice to have the process to lighting up your fire, and but it was really hard especially in the winter, because we to hold the temperature, and so some people would bring the water too hot, and so they really enjoy to have that easy access of the hot tub is ready. You go in anytime you like during your stay. So that was, and also for us, it was a big stress relief because we were promising the guests that they will be able to use the hot tub during the winter. So when it was a big snowstorm, I was there running around and putting fire for them because people didn't want to go out, so to make sure it doesn't freeze. So anyway, it was a big load of work that we pushed apart by doing the electrical hot tub, and less expense also.
Mm-hmm. And again, coming from the UK glamping industry originally, it's pretty common for a lot of sites to be open all year round, because as miserable as our weather can be, it's never that far below freezing in winter, and it rarely is below freezing in winter, and it's pretty manageable. Now you're in Canada and New Brunswick, where I know it can be extremely cold and there can be a hell of a load of snow over winter, but you are open all year round. So I'd be interested in knowing what measures you've put in place to ensure that you are open all year round and that you remain profitable over those months.
One of the things was changing the hot tubs. That was a big thing for us, the comfort of the guests, uh, we added more insulation in the domes, and also we have electric heating. We have a heat pump for summertime and even the winter, and also the pellet stove. So it can get really nice and warm, even if it's minus 25 outside with the wind. And so it's no problem for the heat. When there's a big snowstorm, or because we can have severe snowstorm here, sometimes we will shut down the site like 2 days in advance and advise the guests in terms of security. But other than that, it's actually a busy season for us, and it was something that we wanted to showcase in the region. We're a really touristic region, but 3 months a year. Here in the summertime, we have lots of people from Quebec, from France, that comes here to enjoy our beaches. But we wanted to show that it's possible to do a year-round business around tourism here, and have careers also for people that work in tourism. And we to our surprise, it's as the hub and the domes, it's been really busy year round since our beginning.
Yeah, so I mean, my next question was, does your occupancy fall over the winter? But it sounds like it's not particularly drastic drop, and maybe that's because you are quite rare in that a lot of, from my research, a lot of glamping businesses and tourist businesses in Canada do shut over the winter, and so maybe that's why. But also, obviously, I'm sure because you put measures in place, like the hot tubs are great when it's cold. So yeah, that's interesting that you sort of maintain your occupancy pretty much year round. That's quite rare as well. So I did mention at the start that, well, we mentioned your partner Emily at the start, and how you fell in love years ago, and all that is all lovely. But I'd be interested in knowing how the process was going from life partners to business partners, and how you manage that. And whether it brings any unique complications, because I'm sure there are, in fact, I know there'll be people listening to this who are husband and wife or whatever, and thinking of going into business with each other. But I'm sure at some point they've probably thought, is this a good idea or not? So I'd be interested in knowing how you've managed that, and whether it's led to any unique situations or complications.
For us, it was really early on in the relationship, like I said, that we want to create a project together. We were both at a point in our careers that we wanted to do something else and explore other avenues, and so it's been part of our relationship from the beginning, talking about how can we do something for our region, and what can so and I think it's been part of our Cielo. It is what it is right now because of Emily, because we if we could, it's not something that we could have done alone, because we are, like, she's not here today because she's working on other projects with a jewelry maker that will make special jewelry for us. But just an example, we can do more together and be really supportive of one another when there's challenges, because it will be in business. And we've been hearing a lot. People are saying, hey, couples sometimes get they just renovate a kitchen and they split up because it's too much. We built 5 domes and a hub and a garage and all that, and it just made us stronger. So I think it's been very special to be on that journey with her and share on a daily basis our project and where we're going. And I think if we would be on separate jobs, it would be harder, because we come at home and we keep on talking about Cielo and other things we want to do, or sometimes the problems that we solve during the evenings. But no, it's quite really, really good for for us.
Fantastic. And I think I know what the answer to this is going to be, but we ask it to every guest who has started a glamping business. So are you happy with your decision to start a glamping business?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's we've been, and especially now after we're heading on a fourth year, 3 year, 3 quarters that we're in business, like operating. We have the most wonderful team that we could ever dreamed of, and we have more time on our schedule to do sailing as a part of sailboat. That was one of my dream, that's anchored in front of our business, and we can go sailing in the summer times, and we we can do very, and every project that uh, we were able to develop any project that we want to do, almost that 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 will be a part of that ecosystem. Like we're right now we're closing all the gardens and uh, drying all the herbs to create spices with mushroom that we harvested, and so it's a project that it's not a big money maker, but it's a passion for us to go forward for mushroom, and to be able to share that with our guests and the community. It's really special. And so I think having a glamping business that we have with the hub, it allow us that creativity to develop products, develop projects, and no, it's been great since the beginning. Yeah.
Fantastic. And if someone wants to book a stay at your site, how can they go about doing that?
It's throughout the website, so we're it's only through our booking platform that it's possible. We're not on Airbnb or the platform like that. So our website is glampingcielo.com. So right there, you have all the information to go and book a stay.
Fantastic. Well, all the details will be in the description of this episode. So yeah, if you're in the area or if you want to travel to the area, then you know where to stay. So thank you, Patrick. It's been a pleasure. We've got some great stuff there, and best of luck for the rest. Well, I would say for the rest of the season, but you're open all year round, so best of luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.